We hear a lot these days about being a Christian. But did you know that Jesus never used the word Christian to describe his followers? He called them disciples. It wasn't until Acts chapter 11 that the disciples were first called Christians in Antioch. In the Latin, the ending IAN means the party of. So they were calling the disciples the party of Jesus, or Jesusites, or Jesus people, or little Christs. Now, I'm not opposed to the term Christian. We should be Jesus people. But the problem with man-made terms is they're subject to constant change. And the term Christian has morphed into being just about any religious thing under the sun. And as a result, I believe we have forgotten what it means to be a follower of Jesus. The good news is, if we search the scriptures, we find specific verses where Jesus uses the word disciple. In 8 of them, he clearly defines what a disciple is and what a disciple is not. So I want to invite you in the next 8 videos to join me as I explore what Jesus says discipleship is, what it means to really be his follower. The first one is Luke 6:40, where Jesus says the disciple is not above his master, but everyone that is perfect shall be as his master. When asked who he was, John the Baptist said, "I am not the Christ." He later said, "He must increase, I must decrease." Too much of Christianity today is focused on the wrong person, me, myself, and I. It's not about the disciple, it's about Jesus. Discipleship is about becoming. In John chapter 1, we're told, as many as received him, to them gave he power to become the sons of God. In Romans 8, we're told that believers are predestined to be conformed into the image of his Son. In 1 John chapter 3, we're told, we don't know what we shall be, but we know that when we see him, we shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is. Now, the word disciple means student or learner. And the word perfect that Jesus uses doesn't mean without fault. It means to be complete, to be fully trained. So a disciple is to learn of him. In Matthew chapter 11, Jesus says, "Learn of me." A disciple is to look to him. In Hebrews 12:2, we're told, looking unto Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith. And lastly, we're to live like him. In John 13, Jesus says, "I have given you an example that you should do as I have done." Peter says Jesus left us an example so that we should walk in his steps. John in his epistle says, "He that abideth in him ought himself to walk even as he walked." From beginning to end, it's all about him. The Bible teaches us that we become like what we worship. So as we focus on Jesus, fellowship with him, and follow him, we will find ourselves becoming more and more like him. This is what discipleship means. Well, my little buddy's heading off and I'm going to do the same. I've worked up a good sweat and enjoyed this conversation about discipleship. I hope this video was a blessing to you. If it was, give me a like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video as we discuss more about what Jesus has to say about discipleship.